Sure, guys, welcome to our October Team Leader Call. We are so excited that you're here. Thank you for setting aside a half hour to join us tonight. And I'm just going to start off tonight with the most exciting part, I'm sure, to all of you, which is always the statistics. So we are at 1,796 fierce leaders. So that's really exciting. That's a lot of lives that are being changed by all of your hard work. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I wanted to tell you the top 6 states that we are in, and you can probably guess. The first 3 are Wisconsin, Illinois, and California in that order. And then we go to Michigan, Maryland, and Minnesota. And I think you can probably guess from where you live why some of these states are so big. Some of you have worked really hard in your home states, but super proud of all of you. So we're strong in those 6 states. This last month was really great post-convention month with a really powerful call midway through. We gave away 12 products to 12 people. I think people are starting to know us, our hallmark for generosity and inclusiveness. You've all done a great job of learning about these new products, and it's not too late to go back and watch the product launch or any of the convention content. Maybe make it a goal to watch an hour a week or something before the 31st when they go away for good. I'm also really pleased to see that some of you are developing classes that lead from your strengths. It's all really good stuff. So with that said, here are September's enrollments. With 1 enrollment, we had Laura Hadamio, Emily Rashid, Laura Shields, and myself. And with 2 enrollments, we had our fiercest leader, Amy Ballman.
Okay, do you want to do the next part?
Sure. Tell me what you're thinking.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to open the floor for just a little bit here, because I think it would be really good. You all really enjoy hearing we all enjoy hearing from other people what's going on, what's new, what's exciting. And so I would encourage you to just if you have to put it in the chat box, put it in the chat box, but unmute yourself. And maybe share something you're doing that you're enjoying or something that you're up to. Actually, I have to share on behalf of somebody who's not with us, who's doing something very cool right now. Lindsay King is working really hard on some healing hands things that she'll be sharing with us next month, because that's where she is right now. That's why she's not on with us. And also, can we just all give Lindsay King a little level, tell her to watch the recording at this moment, because I want to see your faces. Do you know that our team is now international?
Woo!
Lindsay King, my friends. Europe, Germany, Europe. Right, Laura Witt? Yes. Yes. So you heard it here first. So we're going to hear from her next month about some of those different things. Now I've got you all excited about it, but international. Okay, go ahead and unmute yourself. I had to share on behalf of Lindsay.
Don't make us call you out, because I know there are a few of you really doing a great job.
Laura Shields has something she's going to share with us.
Awesome.
Where is she? Where'd she go? She's not on.
Let's see. Hi, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, there you are. Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'm in a basement, so hopefully the internet's okay. So yeah, it's been a really exciting and busy end of summer fall for us. So I moved to Merrill about a year ago, and I started a new friendship and relationship with a chiropractor here, and her and I started talking about oils, starting to talk about Symphony of the Cells. And so she asked me to do a class with her at her chiropractor office. And so, so I did that a couple months ago, was the first one, and it was awesome. And I was super stressed about it, never doing one before, and feeling out of my league, but it went over really well. I reached out to a lot of you guys actually for help. Sonia helped a lot, Amy, Melissa. So thank you guys for that. But I kind of made it a combination of essential oils made easy with Symphony of the Cells. So the format that I'm kind of doing right now is starting out with the top 3 ways to use oils and what they are. And then I go into a Symphony of the Cells. With the chiropractor kind of idea, I focus on inflammation and immune, just kind of with the season that we're in. So I talk a lot about those 2 protocols. I demonstrate. And then I kind of end with talking about kits and how to order and how to enroll. I kind of made like a special kit for them if they want to enroll, either with the top 10, because there are protocols for the top 10 oils, or kind of just selected the oils that would be best used for the immune and the infectious disease and inflammation protocols. So those classes have been really successful. A lot of moms, I think, people are wanting to know how to support themselves in their homes right now, and so it's been a huge hit of just having oils at the ready to use them for your immune system or inflammation, especially if you're spending a lot of time in chiropractor's office. So I did my first one. I then did one at my home for that same kind of like routine, and then I have another one scheduled here in a couple of weeks that I'm going to be doing, because her office switched. So we had to kind of get her moved to her new space, and now we're going to do it again. And we're probably going to do it on a monthly basis is what we're going to kind of start with and see how the response is. And maybe do more from there. Or if there's more interest in like a certain thing, like moms and kids, how to support moms and kids that way, families, that kind of stuff. We're just kind of talking about it. But I feel like it's a really beautiful friendship that has evolved into so many different relationships, because at her office there's chiropractor care, there's massage, there's even like some emotional healing counseling going on there. So it's a really diverse group of women working together, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited that they've invited me into that. I feel honored in that way. So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm doing some at home so that I can meet the need here in Merrill, but then also in Wausau is where I'm at too with the chiropractor. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. If you guys have any questions or want kind of like my format or like the formula that I'm kind of doing, I'm more than happy to share that in a document later, or if you reach out to me, I'm happy to share that, because I feel like it's working really well. I'm kind of tweaking it as I go. But yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Laura, would you be willing to let maybe post some of those in Fierce Leaders? So maybe if some of us want to make a little road trip to Wausau or Merrill to support you, that would be really special.
Oh, like the times I'm doing them?
And the dates, yeah.
Oh, sure. Yep.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're just kind of figuring out with like the office, like how much space we have and how many we can technically have or not. I think we're just kind of seeing what the interest is. If it's a lot, then we're going to schedule more. And if it's like we're going to start out small, then we'll do that. But I will definitely post those dates that I have already planned with her in Fierce Leaders. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Laura. Good. Okay, who else? Who else is up next? What are you guys up to? What are you doing that you're enjoying?
I have something I
Okay,
can share. I reached out to a customer last week who enrolled like end of February, early March, I think, right before like the whole world shut down. And she and I have like connected a little bit, but not in person again, obviously. And so I had reached out to her about something unrelated, like a Power of Three thing. I asked if I could put an order on her account, and she was totally like, yeah, that's totally fine. And she was like, hey, do you ever teach recipe classes? And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, like I have my oils, and I'm in like a couple Facebook groups and I see a few things, but I'd love to have a class of like just recipes of different ways to use my oils. And I was like, I've never done that, but I could do that. And so I'm like compiling a PowerPoint. Wendy's helping me make it look pretty. And then with things like cooking, like cooking recipes, diffuser blends, DIYs, cleaning stuff, and I'm going to clip through pretty quick and then give people all the recipes at the end. So this first one is going to be like private just for her, because she suggested it for like her friends. And I'm also doing it on Facebook, which I've never done before, like in a messenger room. I don't even know what I'm doing. So we're just going to wing it. But then I'll probably do like a public one later just for people who have their oils. And kind of at the end, I think I'm going to focus on, or people who have oils from different places, right? Like, oh, I have some oils from Amazon, or I have a few here and there. And at the end, I kind of want to focus on that group and be like, hey, if you already have a few oils, you don't want a whole other kit, because that's what I hear more and more. People don't want to buy a whole kit because they already have some of those oils, right? Even though they're not pure necessarily. I'm going to focus on the Simple Solutions kit and be like, you know, get some pure oils, don't pay for the membership, get the wholesale pricing for cheaper, and we'll kind of see how that goes. So that's my plan.
I like it. We should have like shirts that say like, I'm worth more than $35, like whoop, or like something. I don't know. I've got nothing. Like I come with. And do you want to share briefly about, or Wendy can share about your teacher classes?
Yeah, Wendy, you share. Okay, I'll share. So yeah, Wendy and I teamed up and did some classes specifically for teachers. So both of us have like worked in the school setting. Wendy still does subbing like every day. And so wanting to like love on those teachers. And it's one of those things where like Wendy and I are like think really differently, but we work really well together. And so it was her idea. So I was basically just going to do a one-on-one and like adjust a few things for teachers. But Wendy was like, no, let's focus on the wellness kits. So we did a class specifically about the immune kit and the mind and mood kit, those new wellness kits that just came out. And so it's like open to people if they already have oils but don't know about these kits yet because they're brand new, or if they don't know anything about it. It's super focused, really simple. And so we kind of created a presentation just for that and tag teamed it online. So we did 2 of those, and yeah, no one showed up to the first one, but the second one was really fun. So that was really good.
I think thanks for sharing that. Online classes are obviously really fruitful and like, you know, a lot of people are doing that right now. And I'm telling you, they are way more fun when you have like a partner or a buddy. Like Em and Wendy were on the same screen, which I think was great. Like my mom and I do all of our classes and we're almost always on separate screens, but I'm telling you, it's like the right cadence and there's enough back and forth, because otherwise it's really, really hard not to just be like, wah, wah. So I would encourage you to find a buddy, even if it's like somebody, I don't know, just find a buddy and partner up and like have fun with it. So thanks, Em and Wendy. Okay, let's do one more person. Don't make me call on you.
I was going to say either Jerry or Sonia. Jerry on her dental or Sonia on her online shares in our Fierce Oilers group.
I can't tell if I can hear Sonia over the roar of the crackling fire. Just kidding. We'll come to you. Jerry, you go first.
She says, go Jerry.
I don't know if everybody knows, but I've spent the last 3 years doing an extension of what I've done as a hygienist for a long time, and it has to do with it's the oral, facial, muscle balancing, and part of that extension of that is breathing. And I've been spending the last 2 months listening to this virtual congress of like 120 speakers on the benefits of breathing from birth through pregnancy. I mean, just the whole gamut from birth to death. And it's just made me realize I need to take the time and stretch myself, because I'm not proficient at PowerPoints, but I spent time and I did a trial run of it. And Emily, you inspired me to reach out to my people who are coworkers and some other dental offices, specialists that we refer to. And so it's really for anybody, but I tailored it or kind of to dental professionals, because we've got 3 extra layers that we're wearing now, and just are really challenged with breathing. So it's not just breathing like, we know, like diaphragmatic breathing is good, but it's also having to do with like the rhythm of your breathing, nasal breathing. And then I wove in at the end essential oils. So I had a few kinks. Melissa jumped on, and we're going to work through that with the PowerPoint end of it. But I felt really good about it. Like, okay, I'm sharing what I'm learning, and I know that it's a benefit for many. So I'm going to do another one on the 14th. Anybody's welcome to jump on. But then I'm going to do one that's not just for dental, so I'm going to morph it a bit, and I plan to have more. So if somebody is interested, or if you know any of your customers would be interested, just look in the future, because I do plan to do more, because I just think it really can make a difference in anxiety levels, sleeping better. There's just so much. Breathing should be part of our health. And I'm going off, so I'm going to end. say stay tuned.
You can feel your passion though, Jerry. I love it. I love it. It's so good. So thanks for sharing that. Way to step out of your comfort zone. Okay, Sonia's giving us a hard time, but I'm just going to say Sonia's videos and Fierce Oilers on Sunday have been so good. Haven't they been good on Sundays? Have you guys seen those? Yes. Thank you. Rounds of applause. So she loves stuff like that. That's her zone of genius. So she's doing a great job with that. So that is definitely something that's going well, Sonia. Okay.
I just want to say you guys are all doing a great job. Keep going. I really encourage you to bloom where you're planted. Take what you enjoy the most and run with it. People are dying for relationship. People are dying for somebody to reach out and communicate with them. So literally some people are. So let's be that difference. Let's go with what we do so well and make the difference.
You didn't even know. Nobody knows what I'm talking about tonight. Okay, so I'm going to talk for the rest of our time here together. And I told Gary, I was like, man, I told people to be on, and I better have something to share. See, you all think I have an announcement. I don't have an announcement. So let's just be clear. Even Emily called me today and was like, what is up? Nothing's up. I honestly feel like I have something on my heart that I just really want to share with you all. I do have some notes because sometimes my heart can be a little fierce, and we had to kind of put it on paper a little bit. And I also just want to say, hold on, I got Julia muted. I also want to say that I feel really strongly that this resonates with, like, no matter really where you are, like just starting, I've been doing this a while, it doesn't really matter. This is like universal stuff that I'm talking about. So a little background on where this is all coming from. So Gary and I were in the car the other weekend, and we actually took time to listen to a recording that some presidential diamonds had done, put together recently. And so, like, let's just be really clear. I never listen to anything ever. My mom asks me all the time. I never listen. 7 minutes, don't listen. 8 minutes, never listen. This was over an hour, and Gary and I listened to it the whole way. We listened to the whole thing. And I think it was a perfect timing. I think what they shared, I don't know if you guys saw the presidential diamond roundtable discussion. It was really good. And I just want to share with you one of the highlights for me. It was casual. People are kind of submitting questions. And one of the things was, what do like new builders and current builders need to understand about like how to get from here to there? Like, what does this next generation, next wave, like what does this look like now to like make it happen with doTERRA? And I think Keely Martinez shared something that I just thought was really, really spot on. And I've really thought about it. She said that it's no longer like just about doTERRA. It's about like, what is your like special gift and what are you bringing to the world? How do you bring value to the world? And then you layer doTERRA into that. Okay, so like we all will show up for things or show up for people that bring value to our life, right? We would all agree on that. And so the question is, what is your value? What are you bringing? And I think it's important to know that regardless of your circumstances, your age, where you come from, your background, your education, like we all have something that we can add value, right? That we all like bring value to the equation. And something that they talked about was like holding on to that, like with like white knuckles. Like that I have value, like this is my zone of genius and this is what I'm bringing. And also knowing simultaneously that doTERRA is hands down one of the best companies to layer into your passions. And really like in a very, the most simple way I can put it is that doTERRA isn't niched down, right? So like, it doesn't matter your age, if you have fur babies or real babies, or you love horses, or you love frogs, or you live in another country, like oils are for everyone. Everyone can benefit from doTERRA, right? So how do you layer doTERRA's amazingness into what you are bringing into this world? And that's what's different right now. There's something different about that. And that is also what's needed to move forward. Another presidential diamond shared on the call about like, you can't control the world right now, like Lord help us, but you can control your world. And if I'm being really honest with you guys, and I'm a little bit, I would have used the word embarrassed to share this in the public realm. My life is actually really amazing right now. I'm actually not super disrupted by I'm sad about things that are going on. Absolutely. There are bumps. My life is not perfect, but we have created a little home front and world that has been really marvelous for us. And I just feel like it's time to help people step into that, people, including also you guys. So showing up in that way. All right. All right. So I just have to say, I just feel like sometimes people think they have to be doing exactly what I'm doing. Okay. And I just want you all to know, like, I'm in my zone of genius. I have a weekly and monthly schedule that would make you want to poke your eyeballs out. It thrills me to no end to have routine and order over every facet of my day. I love simple things. I love focus things. I have to be doing lots of things. That's part of what makes me tick. And I have set this team up. I've set up structure and routines and systems so that you do not have to, because the vast majority of you like loathe those things. It's okay if you really enjoy it, do it too. But that means because that's set up, you can do the things that you love doing, knowing that that's like the customer care infrastructure or those things are in place to catch some of that. You're going to show up differently than I do, and Melissa does, and Debbie does, and Julie does, right? Period. End of story. But you do have to show up. You do. I was thinking a little bit about, like, what's the typical journey of a wellness advocate, of somebody who wants to share or build doTERRA. And a lot of people, are, myself included, I would say, start out with like, well, can you just tell me what to do and I'm going to go do it? And so this means ultimately that you're emulating like maybe your own leader or somebody else's leader, somebody on social media. And it's the most logical thing to do. And it will carry you for a while. It definitely will. But eventually, you like hit a crisis point. And so if what I'm about to describe is something that you've experienced, I like want you to like put a number 1 in the chat box. I don't even care what you do. Okay. So this is your crisis point where you are like, this is not working for me. This feels like nails on a chalkboard. I'm not really enjoying, like, it's not me, right? Because you've been emulating what somebody else is doing. And people do a couple different things at this point. You like walk away and you decide that this isn't for you. Maybe you hang on for a while and you persist, but you still really aren't enjoying it. So eventually it dies off. And can I just give you option 3? Option 3, can you identify like, okay, this is not me? And can you start delving into your zone of genius, your secret sauce, whatever you want to call it, your strengths, your talents, your sweet spot, and let a new chapter be born in your doTERRA business? Like, I don't even think I should actually call it a crisis point, because I think it's like a growing pain. And I think a lot of us it's very tempting to panic at that point and to just be like, no more. And I feel like it's a little harsh when I'm saying that, because I'm the leader. A lot of you have heard me say this, like, I want you to do what you want. Like, if this is time for you to step back, this is time for you to step back. Like, I have no problem interacting with leaders and with you guys that way. But I do kind of have to like put the stake in the sand a little bit and say, you can't walk away because you can't show up like Melissa or Emily or Laura Whipperman. Like, I just don't think that's fair to yourself. I don't think it's fair to yourself to like give up on yourself at that point. I think that you will never regret putting in the work to find a way to do this that works for you, because it'll transform your life. Like, it will transform who you are and it will transform your life. The whole point of this is writing your own ticket and playing to your own strengths and doing your own thing. So if you never actually get to that point where you get to do that, that's just like, I don't think it's fair to yourself. Okay, so I just want you to take some time. I didn't tell you to have a piece of paper. I don't care if you type it. I don't really care. To have something in front of you, and I'm gonna like, just for a minute or two, I want you to actually like write down the things that are your strengths, that you really love, your passions. What do you really enjoy doing? What's your zone of genius? I don't even care what you call it, right? In this day and age, we call it all sorts of things, but just take some time. I want you to write down some of those things for you. Like, what is that for you and who you were made to be?
Can I just say one thing, Aim?
Yeah.
If you are like, if you're sitting here and being like, I don't know, like, I don't know what my passion is. I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know how I want to do it differently. My passion, just know that like my passion at some point is to be able to help people with that, like with strengths finders, like finding out how you want to do it and do it differently. That being said, I have a 3-month-old and very few brain cells right now, so it's going to be like down the road. But just know that like that's something I really love, like helping people with that. So if you don't know, that's okay.
Thanks. I have a shout out for you later too, so that's perfect because they'll believe it when they hear it from you. Okay, so you've had a little time to do that. So I like look at you on paper, or like think of you in your head, and I just like want you to realize that like doTERRA can partner with who you are, with where you are, and help take you where you want to go. Okay, that's the deal. If you don't like where you are, if you aren't in your sweet spot, if you want to design a life that you love, then doTERRA is hands down the way to get there. Okay, you layer yourself into it, you like form that partnership with the amazing oils, and then you step into that. The one other thought I have on this is that it's like kind of tricky for me to like talk like this because it feels vague and it doesn't feel concrete. And the reason that that's tricky for me is because I know the part of the way my brain works is a step-by-step process, but when I feel like I can give that to you, I'm not. Okay, so if I'm just vague and kind of wishy-washy like that, I feel like, oh, I'm just one of those network marketers making weird promises. But, right, like if I give you a step-by-step process and you get the result every time, then that feels very concrete and helpful and very true to my word. And so all afternoon, I've been like, what if I sound like one of those people? And what brings me up short every time, and I guess there's really no better way to say it than like, I'm proof actually that this works. Like my family is proof that this works in regards of like, I am unabashedly who I am: fierce, systematized, organized, focused, disciplined, rigid. And I have created what I want with doTERRA. I'm not done creating. Gary and I are still creating what we want. But we stuck to what we wanted. I worked with my passions. I worked on myself like crazy. I'm a very different person than I was 7 years ago. I show up, I press on. And so it gives me, I feel like an ability to say to you, like, you can be who you are and partner with doTERRA and get where you want to be if you're willing to put in the work, because I feel like that's what we've done. And I just think this really comes in a day and age when like this is a different world, and we are in a world where people are attracted to people who are enjoying their lives and living it to the full and making a difference, right? Like, I don't know, we've always been here to like help people and make an impact, but gosh darn it, like there's like, this is a hard time. These are complicated times, and it is really time to show up. Like if you were ever wondering if it was time to show up and help people, like it's time. The opportunity is so big. So if you want, you like this, if you want an actionable step, because I am me after all, it wouldn't be a call without me doing this. If you're brand new, honestly, I would start by taking your Strengths Finder assessment. If you don't know your strengths, I think that's the best. It doesn't mean they're going to rule your life, but it will really help. It will make this a fruitful conversation. It will shed light, and it will save you years of heartache if you understand a little bit about how you're wired. Okay, reach out, connect with your leader, whoever that might be, and like brainstorm, hash it out. Okay, existing shares and builders. If you honestly don't know where to start and you're ready to breathe new life into your doTERRA world, well, number one, stay centered on your zone of genius. Figure that out, right? Work on that. I honestly think it starts with customer care. And I feel like if you enrolled somebody and you promised you're going to take care of them, like don't bail on them, right? I have so many ideas for customer care and education. And I honestly feel like if you just need like a fresh boost, like 99% of the time, it's going to be starting with who's on your team and showing up. Okay. And I do feel like all of you, I'm putting links in the chat box. I'm just going to say all of you should be able to take 1 hour a month, 1 hour a month. Repeat after me, 1 hour a month. And you should be able to take a 2-minute speaking slot on our monthly calls so that your customers see your face. And there's an opportunity this month to do a written post. You don't even have to show your face, talking about the new holiday products, okay? It's gonna be not complicated, not hard, but part of showing up is like being a voice in the community, because it is a community and a family. And the last thing I want to say is we have such like an amazing base of people to pull from who have like bring such great zones of genius to our crew. And I just want to say, if you want like tools, skill set, systems, you're going to talk to me. If you want wisdom and truth, you're going to talk to Melissa. If you want Jesus prayed into and over your business, you're going to talk to Miranda Wendler. If you want mindset help, which should be all of us, you're going to talk to Brenda Petru. And if you want to dive into your strengths, you're going to talk to Emily in 9 months. I'm just kidding. How long did she say? Okay, but you have to take the steps. Okay, you have to, like, me saying those things doesn't automatically like breathe fresh. Like maybe it does, but I hope that gives you some fresh insight, maybe some new things to think about and roll around. We're just gonna wrap it up. I know I'm 2 minutes over technically. We started at 8:32 or 8:02. Maybe for some takeaway, takeaways, or I totally put that, guys. People want to know. Okay, takeaways or anything that you want to share, questions, anything like that. I'm gonna check the chat box for a second here. That's true, Laura Whip. Use your oils, use your stuff. You're welcome, Lisa. You're welcome for all the food for thought. Okay. Who's riding shotgun? Yeah, I'm telling you, Melissa is mapping out her zone of genius. She's been working hard to map out her zone of genius, and she's about to get going. Okay, so you guys watch out, because her zone of genius is coming. And when somebody's in their zone of genius, there is no stopping them. Okay. Yes. So like, that's what we're talking about here, people. That's what we're talking about. If you have questions about this, reach out to me. Okay. Or reach out to somebody else on this call if you don't want to talk to me, which is fair too. All right. And we'll see you next month. Please sign up for some of those things. Show your beautiful face. We love you all. All right. All right. Have a good night, everybody.